Hi guys, so I was meant to host a parent workshop for phonics before this whole lockdown. Unfortunately I had to leave early at the last minute to get Alfie from nursery because he had the chicken pox. Unfortunately we weren't able to do it, and I'm not sure when we're going to get a chance to, so I thought, you know what, I'll just record it, I'll give you all the information I was going to give you, and what I will do is upload any relevant resources onto the class page as well, just so that you have everything and an idea of what we do in the classroom, and also some of the resources you can use at home to support your child with their phonics. Okay. So just some information about the English language. There are 26 letters in the alphabet, I'm sure you know, but there are also 44 sounds, but there are over 100 ways to spell those sounds. And we're going to get into that a little bit more, but one sound, such as like the A sound, can have different ways of spelling it, and this is what we are teaching the children. So here's the key words. So what I mean by phonics is the teaching of reading by developing awareness of the sounds in words and the corresponding letters used to represent those sounds. Phoneme are any one of the 44 sounds which make up words in the English language, such as the A or the T phoneme. The grapheme is how it is written down, what it looks like, and there can be more than one way to spell a phoneme or sound. So for example, the phoneme A is spelt differently in each of these words. So you've got way, make, fail, great, sleigh and lady, and you can see that the sound A in each of those words is spelt differently. So that's what the grapheme is. Blending is the way that we put the sounds in a word together, such as og, frog. And then the segmenting is the breaking down of words, the decoding of words, such as the sounding out the og. So that's just the jargon. Okay, so what is phonics? It's a method for teaching reading and writing, and it's important to know that phonics doesn't work for everybody. Every child is different. It's just the way we teach reading, but there are other techniques and strategies that we use, such as guided reading, whole class guided reading. But phonics is the way that we teach it, specifically in Year 1 and reception. It develops phonetic awareness, such as the ability to hear and recognise and to use the sound within words. And they're also taught the correspondence between sounds and the graphemes, so such as spelling patterns, and that helps to represent them. Phonics is currently the main way in which children in British primary schools are taught to read in the earliest years, and children will also be taught other words such as whole word recognition, such as tricky words, or you might see them written down as common exception words. These are the words that cannot be sounded out. We'll also teach them book skills, and also just a love and enjoyment of reading. I do believe that at Horndon the way we teach reading does really encourage an enjoyment of reading, and which is great. So phonics at Horndon Primary School, we teach phonics according to 3 sets of phonemes: set 1, set 2 and set 3. So set 1, this is where the children will learn to begin to learn some letter sounds and to match them to the graphemes. Most of set 1, well, all of set 1 is covered in reception. And most of the sounds are single letter sounds like a, t, k, b. Or they'll also be introduced to digraphs where one sound is represented by 2 letters, such as the k sound here and the sound. Children also begin to blend the sounds to make words. By the end of phase 2, set 2, children will be able to read some vowel consonant and consonant vowel consonant words. These are called CVC words, such as cat, cat and pin. Children will also learn to read the tricky words the, to, go, I, no, and some other tricky words such as like have, that cannot be read phonetically. So that's set 1. Now, set 2 and set 3, children are taught a number of other graphemes, mostly digraphs, which is where there are 2 letters per sound, and some trigraphs, where a sound has 3 letters, such as air, which has the a, I, spelling, but it's 3 letters that make one sound, so it's called a trigraph. The final single letter sounds are taught together with more consonant digraphs such as z, a, oi, and several vowel digraphs which is the a, e, and the I. Children also continue to learn how to blend and segment CVC and CVCC words using new sounds like tail, sheet, night. We'll also extend them onto syllable words with more 2 or more syllables like airport, oyster, dolphin, scarecrow. And we will assess whether they're ready to move on to that, but most of the time by the end of set 3 they're reading longer words with more than 2 syllables, or more than 1 syllable I should say, which is what I've just talked about. And then tricky words will also continue to be taught. I will upload a list of the common exception words, the tricky words, just so you know what is expected for year 1 and also in year 2, because we will continue with the common exception words in year 2. Here are some of the games that we play. So buried treasure, trash or treasure is another way of doing it. You can get coins that you print out and you can write words onto them, and you can have them alien words and real words. So in phonics, their year 1 screening test, they will have to read words that are made up words, alien words, pseudo words. So you can write these down and they have to sort them into trash or treasure, okay, such as this one. So brick, they would say that that's treasure because it's a real word, okay. But you can also do it with pictures as well. You could give them a picture of a frog, get them to sound it out. Is it trash or treasure? Another game that's similar is Ob and Bob that I know you've had access to, that I put on the class page. So Ob eats all the nonsense words and Bob has all the real words. It's quite a fun game, so that's how you could do it. Okay, you could do it like this. You could write down a list of real words, the treasure words, and then the trash words. That's another way of doing it if you didn't have access to all these other resources. Especially whilst we're doing home learning, you could easily get them to write a list of real words or a list of nonsense words in their workbooks. In June, I don't know what's going to happen this year, but this is what I would have told you before all of this that's going on at the moment. So, previously, in June, all Year 1 children are expected to complete the Year 1 phonics screening check. The aim is to check that a child is making progress in phonics, and they are expected to read a mixture of real words and nonsense words, such as like ale, zale. It doesn't matter that it's a nonsense word. What is important is that they're using their phonics to segment it and then to blend it together. If a child does not reach the expected standard, we will provide. I've just read that. We will give additional support to help the child to make progress in year 2, and so on. Beyond the phonics screening check, so what happens afterwards? Children are becoming more fluent readers and more accurate spellers. They learn more spelling patterns, such as to use prefixes and suffixes like unkind, unfriendly, or adding ing to words like running, shuffling. Also contracted forms of words can't, won't, and other words in common use, such as like days of the week, months of the year. And that's when we follow a spelling scheme that we use at Hornton Primary School, which is Spelling Shed, and that is used from year 1 all the way up to year 6. At this stage, children can read hundreds of words automatically. They are now reading for pleasure and reading to learn rather than learning to read. They can decode words quickly and sometimes silently. Not all the time. Some children still find it very useful to sound out the words, but most of the time they're doing it silently and only need to sound out longer or more unfamiliar words. This may happen at the end of year 2 as well. So it doesn't matter if at the end of year 1 you feel your child isn't doing all this. We then can provide them support to do this by the end of year 2. It's just like a guideline of where we expect the children to be, but if they're not, we will provide help for them. Helping your child at home, work on listening skills. So ask them, if you see a bird, say, oh, could you sound sound the word bird out for me, please. Practice segmenting and blending. And it could just be as easily as, could you get me the milk out the fridge, please? So they're hearing you say it as well. Look for familiar words and sounds in the world around you, and support your child to complete homework. That means they're 5 reads a week. We're very lucky, especially in Oak Class, that most of the children do their 5 reads a week. But it is really important. So just support them. And if they can see you showing an importance towards reading, they will pick up on that and they will think, oh, I need to do my reading. It's very, very important. Practice new sounds and graphemes together. So ask them what sound they've been learning at school this week, and visit the Mr. Thorne's Phonics on YouTube because it's really fun. And also read to and with your child every day. That doesn't mean that they have to read every day. It could be that you read a book together, you could read a recipe together and make some cakes. But as long as a child is being heard read or being read to, that's really important. So here's some ideas. You could find the rhymes, give them some pictures and ask them to match the rhyming words, like hair and chair, coat and boat. Start the finding sound. Oh gosh. Find the starting sound. Again, give them some pictures. Or even if you haven't got pictures just around the house, oh, can you find me 3 things that begin with a S sound? Or can you find me 3 things that have the sound in them, like purse or letter? Just like especially because I know the children love like the house hunt games, and you could do this with all of the sounds. I will also upload a sound list just so you know all the sounds that we cover. Here's some useful information. Mr. Thorne does phonics, is amazing. He does his own Geraldine the Giraffe series as well. I just love it. I really do. The kids love it. We use it in phonics as well. But also here's some websites that you could look at. So Phonics Play have loads of online games. Phonics Bloom is another good one. And also the Letters and Sounds website. There's lots of free resources on there for you to use. And apps. Now, I've tried my hardest to find free apps. This top one is highly recommended. It's the one that my daughter's using at the moment. It's fun. It's so easily accessible to children. It does like a whole starting point, so you can each start at a different starting point. If they're just learning the set 1 sounds, or if they're quite confident readers, you can start at different starting points. However, I think it was around about $4.99. The reason why I've put it up there is because sometimes they do like a what's it called? Oh, I can't find the word. A promotion or something like that where it's free. Sometimes you can get it free. So yes, keep an eye out for that. Or if you don't mind paying the $4.99, I would highly recommend it. Reading Eggs is another one. It's free up until a certain point, but it's a good little app to have. Read with Phonics. We have started using this one. I've got to log in for it and I'm just getting my head around it, but you can download the app for it. Again, it's free up until a certain point. They're not too expensive. Some of them are like $2.99, but just access the free parts of it, and then if you like it and you think it's worthwhile to invest in it. But if not, just play around with the free resources. And then this one's a good one, the Phonics Match Game. It's just like Snap or like a Phonics memory game. It is free for the first few sounds, and then you have to pay like $2.99, but even the free section of it is good fun. So yeah, there's some apps for you to use. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will upload as many resources as I can to help you guys, especially at home. So yes, thank you very much.